Hey guys, so my name's Cody. If you haven't met me, I'm a sophomore studying at Moody Bible Institute. I'm going to be a youth pastor, so I'm super excited about that. But yeah, I get to share my testimony tonight. I grew up in northern Wisconsin, a little tiny town called Hagen. 200 people was the population. Super blessed with my parents and the church that I grew up at. God really just gave me those sovereign foundations to build my faith at an early age. I can't even remember not being a Christian. I gave my life to Christ, I think, when I was 5. But I don't really think I knew how to live for Christ. My parents were a really good example for me, though, of what that looked like day to day, just to seek Him in everything that you do. But yeah, my childhood was super blessed. I moved to a new school when I was 10, 5th grade, and I got introduced to wrestling. Now, if you would have told me at 10 that I would be in a skin-tight leotard, I would have said, heck to the no. That was not happening. I was going to be cool like everyone else and play basketball, but that was not cool to me. But yeah, someone finally convinced me to do it, and so I did, and I fell in love with it. I loved the one-on-one, me versus you. I'm going to work harder than you so I can beat you. I just love that aspect of it. And once again, God really blessed me with a personal trainer that was from my church. His dad was actually an Olympic gold medalist, and he wrestled at the University of Wisconsin. But more than that, they were very active in the church, again, seeking God day to day, really good examples of me. But I really took advantage of that. I was more focused on my performance, wrestling, and that really became an idol of my life. I continued getting better, and that was really good, but that joy wouldn't really last. You know, if I lost, I'd be really sad. I'd get in my head, but yeah, it just became an idol. And that was up until 8th grade, when I was in just a regular wrestling practice, went in for a shot, and I heard my neck crack, and I knew it hurt. I knew something was wrong, but I wasn't really sure what. And so I just kind of kept wrestling on it. And like 4 or 5 days later, I wrestled a tournament, and then I just kept going for another 2.5 months, but it never really went away. And so eventually my parents convinced me, because I wasn't gonna do it myself, to go to the doctor. And they took the scans, and that's kind of when everything got chaotic. They told me I had fractured my C2 vertebrae in my neck. I had torn a bunch of ligaments, torn muscle. I should have been dead. And they told me the next day I'd have to come back and have spinal fusion so that I could, stay alive and be safe. And so that rocked me and my family. I remember that night, my dad sitting us as a family down around the table, and all of us were crying. We didn't know what to do. My dad immediately pulled out his Bible and prayed Psalm 23 over me. And I don't think as an 8th grader I understood what that was going to mean for me. But I used that as an example and as a stepping stone of how I was going to go about this injury and this hardship the rest of the way. I was going to lean into my relationship with the Lord. I was going to build off of that and seek Him for my joy and my comfort. And again, He really blessed me with that. I can't really remember being sad or down in the dumps too much. I just had this sense of peace. And praise God, I didn't have to have spinal fusion. But they did tell me I would never be able to play contact sports again. So this thing that was an idol for me was just stripped. And I had to find my joy in something else. And the Lord used that to really build my relationship with Him. And so for the next few years, that's what I did. I found joy in the outdoors and in music. But more importantly, I furthered my relationship with Him. And yeah, so 3 years later, I'm a junior in high school. I go for my yearly check-in on my neck. And I get my scans done, the doctors come back, and they got this funny look on their faces that my mom still talks about. And they pulled up my scans. They had my one from 2019 and my one from 2021. And they said, there's no longer any sign of your injury. We can't explain it, but you're fully healed, and you can do what you love again. And yeah, I still get choked up thinking about it. I know why. I think you all know why. The doctors didn't have a reason for it, but I do. The Lord really used that injury to strip away this idol, to realign my focus on Him. And once that had happened, He allowed me to play the sports that I loved again, which I'm so grateful for. So yeah, I hope that when you guys hear this, that's what you get out of it. Like whether your idol is athletics like it was for me, or it's your schooling or your career or whatever it may be, these worldly things aren't going to give you the joy that following the Lord is. And I hope that it doesn't take almost life-ending injury to see that. Yeah, I just hope that you guys can pray about that and check in on yourselves, because it can be really easy to prioritize worldly things above your relationship with the Lord. Thanks, guys.